Now, straight talk. The Film Cynics on C-FAX 1070.
Greetings and welcome back to the Film Cynics. We hope you enjoyed your little news break. Now that we're back, we're going to talk a little bit about actual movies. We've been sort of all over the board. Now we're going to get to business. Now, something funny happened this week in that the last few weeks you might recall that we've been overloaded with movies. We had to do at one point we did 3 reviews in one show. This time around, nothing came in the mail. Nobody delivered the movies that we had ordered. We had done it. I had actually,
maybe they're not liking our reviews.
I think that might be it. But I had 3 things that we were possibly going to do. The Box, The Informant, and there was another one. Oh, Cirque du Freak. Those all come out on Tuesday.
What? We didn't get any of those? We
didn't get any of those. And if they do come in later this week, we will tell you next weekend, I swear.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so nothing arrived. So what did we do instead? When we got lemons, we made lemonade. We actually went down to Silver City and we checked out Shutter Island last night. Brian, what did you think about Shutter Island?
I thought it was great. I was really impressed. Granted, it is a Martin Scorsese film, so it's not hard. You know, he makes great movies always, and it's got Leonardo DiCaprio in it, so it's a win-win for me. And it was a change though for a Scorsese film. It was a totally different style,
unlike anything he'd ever done before,
which was kind of a bold move for him. He could have just gone out and done another gangster movie or another sort of violent New York movie. People would have been happy and been like, "Hey, it's Scorsese. This is brilliant." But no, he's like, "I'm going to do a period piece and make a murder mystery out of it." And you're kind of like, what? And it totally worked. It had me hook, line, and sinker the entire time.
Okay, so the story is that 2 U.S. Marshals are traveling to this island-based loony bin asylum for the criminally insane. I can't even believe that actually exists. I thought that was strictly something you'd find in Batman. But so anyways, they go and they're looking for a patient or inmate that has escaped into thin air. And they're looking all over for her, and as they start digging around, they begin to see that something else is probably going on. Maybe this patient never existed. Maybe this patient is a secret patient. Maybe they were lured there under false pretenses. Maybe there's some big conspiracy going on. Or maybe Leonardo DiCaprio's character is completely bonkers and is going more and more bonkers as all of the players on this island, from the warden to the head shrink to the deputy warden to the other inmates to his partner, might be working for him, against him, alongside of him. You can't tell because the suspense and the paranoia is way through the roof in this film. It's a great, great movie.
Yeah, very well done. It's based on a novel written by Dennis Lehane, who I think had written Mystic River. So he really writes around the Boston area. And Martin Scorsese, for some reason, really loving Boston now.
Yeah, I like that he's moved out of New York and into Boston. Boston's like the cooler New York now.
Yeah, and it really caught me off guard because I didn't know what to expect. A lot of people, well, here's the quote of the night.
I got them both written down, but yeah.
The quote of the night with the movie ends, credits start rolling, the genius sitting behind us is like, that wasn't scary at all. And me and Steve and Mark just started laughing because it's not a horror movie.
Yeah, I think people got that impression from the trailers, because the trailers have this sort of shock value, a lot of blood, a lot of freakouts, and no, it's not a horror film. It is a suspense thriller. I don't know.
It's a murder mystery thriller. It's
right.
not a horror movie. It's not like you're going to go watch Saw or one of these movies where people are trapped on a cabin in the woods and
exactly.
It's not scary. It's suspenseful and.
It scared the pants off of me, I'll be honest.
It has moments, granted, but don't go in there expecting to be watching something where you're going to be cowering behind your hands the whole time.
Absolutely not.
So if your first words out of your mouth when the movie's over is that wasn't scary, then you just missed the boat.
Okay, well, the second quote that we heard, that was the lady behind us. Then there was the lady in front of us who was like, "Oh, that was so predictable." So predictable. Exactly what part of that could you have predicted?
It's only predictable if you're a paranoid schizophrenic and your mind works in that way.
There was so much weird stuff. I don't know if you can tell, but we're trying to talk around a lot of the points in this movie because we don't want to give anything away. However, I would like to talk about the glass of water sequence. There's a sequence where Leo's character is interviewing an inmate. She's I think she murdered her husband with an axe.
Yeah.
She seems really paranoid and really on edge. And at one point, she asks for a glass of water in the interview. And so they pour a glass of water for her. She takes it, but then they cut to her trying to take a drink, and there's no glass in her hand. Okay, there's nothing in her hand at all. And then she puts it down, and suddenly there's an empty glass in front of her. And then when she gets up from the table, the glass is actually half full.
You're really stuck on this whole sequence.
Or perhaps half empty. But I'm stuck on it because it just is an indicator of how this movie really plays everything on its head. There's nothing you can take for granted.
Yeah.
Things are always changing. Maybe this is reality. Maybe it isn't. Because if you can tweak those little things, if the simplest little thing like taking a drink of water may or may not have happened before your very eyes, then you can't take any of it for granted. And things could totally not be what they think they are. Like this lady saying that everything was so predictable. Whatever she thought she was predicting, it was only because the movie offered up those breadcrumbs for you to predict that. I mean, there's no way that she predicted with 100% accuracy how this movie was going to end.
Unless she's some genius who, for some reason, has had to totally wild random guess and came up with this, but that's not even possible.
Well, then why did she show up to a 10:05 movie at 10:03 and had to jam herself into a seat that she couldn't find? So, she's no super genius.
And another interesting thing is that this movie was sold out on a Saturday night.
Crazy.
Crazy busy.
Full out sold out.
And after the movie, I brought up the point, who are people here to see? Are they here to see Leonardo DiCaprio, or are they here to see Martin Scorsese? Because to me, I'm here because it's a Scorsese picture. I love his work. I will see anything that he does. Leonardo DiCaprio, to me, is just the icing on the cake that he gets put into another Scorsese film.
Well, right. Well, hey, the lady behind us who said that wasn't scary at all, yeah, she probably wasn't there for either of those things.
But my question was, so who are the people out there to watch?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Who are they? Why are they there? What are they looking for? So, are they looking for Leonardo DiCaprio to shine like he has in so many other teen idol movies?
But that's where we got to this stumping point, is that Leonardo DiCaprio is not a teen idol actor.
Absolutely
He's never
not.
made the romantic comedy or the fluff movie where people can kind of just sort of fall in love with him. He's such a great guy. No, every movie he's made, he's really challenged himself and pushed himself as an actor, from What's Eating Gilbert Grape to like The Beach. Everything he's done with Scorsese.
Yeah.
Basketball Diaries.
Basketball Diaries. Good call.
You know, he always does something challenging. So he's not like you're watching Matthew McConaughey in a movie where he's good to look at. He's funny and charming. So why are people coming out in droves to see him and then being disappointed when he does a great role in a really odd movie?
See, it's the Titanic connection mostly, right? But that actually does not account for this sort of, this squishy, cuddly Leonardo, because he isn't even that really in that movie either.
Yeah.
And that movie was actually a big sweeping epic, and he had to carry most of that on his own shoulders.
He is one of the most talented actors working of our generation. Like, he's never done anything wrong in my eyes. He might have been in a bad movie, but even in a bad movie, he was still great in his role.
So is it your impression that, so those who are there to see Leo don't really actually know Leo because they're not there to see the Leo they think they are?
They're seeing some fictionalized imagination of a 1989 Leonardo DiCaprio when he's 14 years old.
Doing Growing Pains.
Exactly, or something like that, which will never happen. You'll never get that guy.
Yeah, he'll never do that.
You'll never see him in that role. So I'm confused at where all these people are showing up.
Are you there for Marty Scorsese? Because actually this is not like any other Marty Scorsese movie anyways either. So
yeah, you're not getting great Rolling Stones songs and... Well, there is some violence in it. I'm not going to lie about that, but it's not Scorsese violence in the sense of watching Casino or Goodfellas or something.
No heads and vices. Although you'd sort of think they were because they're all having their heads shrinked.
So it just confused me on who are all these people here to see, because it's one or the other.
Yeah,
to me,
with
it's
you.
both.
And that's what I think too. And I think it's to also soak in the atmosphere of this kind of period piece. I mean, you don't see enough of this these days. So big winner as far as I'm concerned.
Me too.
I'd go back and see it actually if I could.
I'd like to see it again just to sort of wrap my head around it the second time.
Yeah, because now that we actually have the whole picture. So,
it's a definite must see. Go see it. It's a little long, but it's well done.
Yeah. I mean, I was completely engaged the whole time because I had to just watch really intensely just to be able to figure out everything that was going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so so definitely go check out Shutter Island. It's playing at a theater near you. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to geek out for once, and we're going to talk about the iPad. Stay with us.